Hello, everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast in this series, the LabTronix series. This is an RPSG and KDOS collaborative as part of the Ballistix Edition. And today I'm going to be providing an overview around renal and peer support. And this, once again, is a Storm Robotics production. So to begin with, a sort of a basis around what peer support around peer support. So, in context of chronic kidney disease, a diagnosis of CKD can generally be quite devastating and can create physical and emotional challenges with additional or accompanying challenges. And peer support in this context is recognized as an important component of quality surrounding different forms of renal replacement therapy and preparing patients more generally. Peer support is sort of identified as multifactorial or multifaceted in regard to an aspect that in regards to an aspect surrounding a concept, which generally also depends on context and use as well. There's works by Taylor and team there's works by Taylor and team from 2015. So in context of some additional definitions around focus of peer support as being able to communicate and share around shared lived experiences, gaining confidence and more and sort of a more sense of control, and also having access to practical information based on lived experiences and um, and again works by Taylor and Taylor and team in 2015 sort of provide some definitions, some bases around this. So to inform that support exchanged and shared between patients and between patients and professionals who share different aspects surrounding nephrology practice and renal disease has been documented, or evidence has been quite useful. Peer support in this context and around this context has been quite complex, at least historically, and can be variable. It is peer support, however, is best when patients and professionals work together surrounding specific aspects of both lived experiences and diagnoses. And there is works by Wood from 2014 that look at this in that way. And Peer support can generally enhance self-efficacy through both vicarious experiences, vicarious experiences, and connectivity. Friends and family can increase sort of can, at least in some literature has been highlighted, that friends and family can increase a patient's or individuals who are going through CKD can increase their isolation and distress by offering unhelpful assistance, such as unwanted advice or false reassurance, whilst peer support can offer sort of opportunity. And peer support has been proposed to be generally advantageous in a range of physical and emotional settings in and around the sort of the pathway that surrounds acute kidney injury and chronic kidney disease. So I mentioned some of the advantages, but suffice to say, peers have a unique authenticity, really, which enables recipients to compare, validate, and share lived experiences. Peers provide real world knowledge regarding sort of the compromises, enabling others to offer sort of assistance around this, and peer support can be sort of introduced in various ways. We know for quite well, for example, that social media, where both patients and professionals can be involved in aspects of healthcare, and in context of peer support, there's lots of different social media modalities that are implemented to provide a sense of advantage in that regard, towards the end of this sort of overview, I will provide some context, a little bit about some of the sort of social media modalities that have been used and have been available. Peer support in context of lived experiences. Peer support has been implemented for a range of different and long-term conditions, and acute kidney injury, and chronic kidney disease are different forms of health conditions. Acute kidney injury, from a basis, generally is not a long-term condition until acute kidney injury forms and delves into chronic kidney disease, and so peer support can be advantageous in helping patients with chronic kidney disease make sort of treatment choices and alleviate fears about particular sort of care plans as well. And hearing about good and bad sort of lived experiences can actually help positive decision making as well. So some of the main effects of peer support are thus. So there's having control. There's where there's having control. There's also reducing sort of uncertainty, prompting a sense of empowerment, being understood and accepted, and also where patients and health professionals where they can feel less isolated. Peer support offers kind of an opportunity where people, both patients and professionals, health professionals, can use peer support as a way of sharing experiences out of specific areas of healthcare, so that for example, both patients and professionals, for example, do not have to feel work or feel that they are in silo. And also, one of the advantages of peer support is that it brings a sense of normality when both patients and professionals sort of share lived experiences, and also where peer support prompts sort of positivity and sort of opportunities aligned with different possibilities as well. Again, there's works by Taylor and team from 2015 that look at this in context of overcoming particular barriers. And so once again, I want to say thank you to colleagues and collaborators by highlighting a few acknowledgements, and I'm just going to list them here. Both are from representing an academic institution, and also there's the Renal Patient Support Group, the RPSG, and also the Kidney Disease and Renal Support Group, KDARS for Kids. And suffice to say, as I said, the RPSG is a social media platform, and it's generally free to sort of gain access into the RPSG and into KDARS, and both are closed, are what are termed what are referred to as primarily closed Facebook groups, and basically KDARS supports kids and young people who are from the ages of 0 or neonate all the way up to 17 or 18 years old, and the RPSG supports those who are 17 or 18 plus. And between the two platforms, between the two social media platforms, there are now close to 12,000 members globally. So feel free to check out these the works that these social media platforms are doing. You can check out the works through the RPSG primarily, for example, and the website address will be in the description along with this this slide set. So once again, this has been the Shientist, and this is part of the LabTronix series, and this has been another Storm Robotics production. Thank you for checking this out.